is the Canada Soccer Association is still dragging their heels. Again, this is a story that we seem to have again and again and again. They haven't at this point officially signed a contract with the players.
Mm-hmm.
Now they have made some proposals just as of Thursday, but up until that point, all of that, we're working on it. They still have not signed a contract. So that could really derail things, boys.
Let's just be thankful we played that Qatar game.
Yeah. I mean, one of the stories sort of coming out is players obviously have certain demands. The CSA obviously has certain demands, but I think there's a concern over they want more money. The CSA is possibly demanding money for lost revenue from them not playing the game. So I think that could be playing a part in it. I'm just worried that if they don't end up getting something signed, these other friendlies could be off. I'm not too sure.
I think the World Cup friendlies will be fine purely because it's just we're way too close to the World Cup now. Like you can't not play these games as part of your preparation. It just seems inconceivable to me. But you're right. Like after the World Cup, like shit could hit the fan. So yeah, one half of everyone's favorite duo, Earl Cochran, said they had made an offer, declined to share the details. We don't know what it is. We do know, according to the Oracle, Rick Westhead just seems to know everything. That guy. Yeah. So from what I believe, the CMNT are looking for both the men's team and the national team to share 80% of the $10 million prize money Canada's owed for each in the World Cup. And another big sticking point is the use of players' image and likeness. Like this is one thing from TSN support that struck me. The players want to know what companies have been given permission to use their likeness and image rights. That kind of spooked me. I'm like, so as in like, it's their likeness and image, and they don't really know at all where it's going. Like, and like, I don't think this would happen, but just an extreme example. Like, say there's like, I don't know, like a Muslim player in the Canadian team, their image is getting used to sell like bacon or something. Like, yeah, like that's an extreme example, but like, yeah, it's an extreme example, but like something like that could conceivably happen without the player knowing all their consent. So I can understand why they want to get things like that taken care of. Players want to be very careful with their image these days. Yeah, like we could have mentioned this at any other time. It feels like in the last couple of months, but like this came up the other day. I'm just kind of struck me by like we're still basically at square one. Basically, you think there'd be like some impetus. I feel like both sides are trying at least. Like the said an offer's been put in. The CMNT are trying. They've set up a PFA now. The Canadian Men's National Soccer Team Players Association. Got to come up with a smaller name there.
Rolls right off the tongue.
Rolls right off the tongue. That one, doesn't it? CPFA? Nah, fuck that. Let's get half the alphabet in there.
Just yeah. Well, like that's half of our problem, right? Our name's not long enough, so they really want to do it to confuse people.
Make it sound like a law firm.
They do have, and you are right. So what concerns me, I think, the most about the player likeness is if they're making bank on these players' names and likenesses and images, and the whole problem was money, of course they're going to be even more upset, to find out that General Electric is paying big bucks to use their imagery, and they're not seeing a penny of it. Like anyone's going to be upset over it, but what people have to realize is this whole thing kind of started with just money. So that's only going to like amplify it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like if your partner's not doing the dishes and you find out that effectively what they've been doing is just sticking those dishes underneath in a drawer instead of doing them.
You think
when you open that
Andre's
drawer,
trying to project anything, Michael?
Yeah.
Sorry?
You think Andre's trying to project something right now with all his dishes talk?
Is your girl currently in the room? Is she like looking over you with the side eye?
Oh, I'm gonna get shanked here soon. It's fine, but it's a scenario that we know it's gonna just blow up, and there's probably some details there they don't want to say because there's a lot of advertising in the Canadian game. Like there's a lot of advertising in the Canadian national game. So I don't know about you, but I would be pretty livid to find out that someone's paid $300,000 to use your image and you haven't seen a single penny of it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there is other stuff, obviously, part of the contract. And it's kind of funny because after the game that was canceled against Iran, we kind of almost thought like we knew it wasn't done. But when you announced the friendlies against Qatar and then you announced the friendly against uh, Uruguay, sorry, all at the same time, you almost assume, okay, we must be kind of over this. Maybe they didn't announce where we're at, but now we play Qatar. This was actually brought up a couple days before the Qatar match. We're thinking, great, so here we go again in all reality. But as long as they're playing, I feel like a deal will be struck. I think the players know there's just too much of an opportunity not to play, right? You have to play these games or it's not going to look good. You have to play the World Cup games. And that's kind of been the CSA's like advantage right now. They're like, you're seriously going to miss out playing in the World Cup because you're going to be stubborn at this, right? So they're
Yeah,
able to probably push it a little bit more. But hopefully it's sorted soon because this isn't the type of news we're tired of seeing. We don't want to see the conflict. We want to see these guys getting along. But like you said, Paul, stuff like that is the reason. Like obviously the players have the right. They need to have more of a say.
I
But
want
at
to
the
say we
same
smile
time,
and Nick Bonds is his face. I want to say we
but
smile and Nick Bonds is his face, and like when he's happy, the world's a happier place, isn't it?
it's just about getting the deal done. And I do believe, like you said, it looks like they're both trying. I believe it will get done soon. But again, like who knows? By the time we play Japan in November, I'm sure this will come back around and we hear something new or something else about it. Hopefully, just good news by then.
Well, we all want good news. It has a ripple effect. So there's a bunch of discrepancies and problems. Why are someone gonna choose between two countries? Go, well, this country doesn't have any problems with their players, but this one's constantly having battles with their association, right? That's something that they'll consider as well, because you do want to get paid for it. I mean, it is national pride for sure, but you also don't want to be raked through the coals. So we'll see. Hope you're right. We're gonna find out from that Japan game kind of right away. If it comes back up again, we're gonna see, and that's right at the cusp of the World Cup. So
yeah, so we definitely don't want the negative attention then.
Let's genuinely hope that we've actually found a way to sort of get that resolved.
Everyone, Paul here. Thank you for watching. Make sure to hit like and subscribe so you never miss a moment of the FC13 podcast on YouTube.